Welcome to Faith Fridays from Steadfast Faith, continuing our series on acts of faith and continuing with this sub-theme of sharing faith from Acts chapter 17 verses 22 to 23. It says, So Paul, standing in the midst of the Areopagus, or some translations will say Mars Hill, said, Men of Athens, I perceive that in every way you are very religious. For as I passed by and observed the objects of your worship, I found also an altar with this inscription, To the unknown God. What therefore you worship as unknown, this I proclaim to you. Paul has been in the marketplace. He's been in the synagogue. He's been debating and talking and sharing Christ with anyone who would listen. He's had compassion on them and seeing their idolatry. And now, because of his consistent, compassionate sharing of Christ, the people of Athens come to him and bring him to the Areopagus, or Mars Hill, stand him there so that everyone can hear him. It's a hill there that if he stands up there, people around can gather and hear him proclaim what he has, because as they say in a previous verse, he seems to be a preacher of strange divinities. And those who lived in Athens, both the natives and those foreigners coming through, would do nothing but come and tell of some new thing, and especially of a divinity. Athens was a place of worship, was a religious center, many gods. If you go there today, there are many columns, Greco-Roman columns, because of the many temples to all these gods. And Paul, introducing Christ to them, uses their religion, their polytheism, to introduce them to the true God. Look at what he says. To the unknown God, this inscription, this place of worship, this altar, just in case we left a God out. And Paul uses that to say, therefore, what you worship is unknown. This I proclaim to you, and he is going to continue preaching Jesus Christ and the resurrection. Can we do the same thing today? Yes. There are many people who believe differently than what the Bible says. They have some form of religion. They have some variation on what the Bible says, either directly or indirectly. And we can use that to introduce to them to the Christ of the Bible. Just like Paul here. This one you worship ignorantly, or try to worship, or just don't know who he is. Let me introduce you to him. So we can introduce those who come from another church or another group who do not really truly follow Christ. We can introduce them to Christ by introducing them to the one true God and using their faith, what they currently believe, to bridge them to Christ. This is also possible with someone who says they're an atheist or an agnostic because they believe in something. They believe in themselves ultimately. And we can use that belief in self. What do you believe about such? What's going to happen to you after such? What do you believe about that? And when they respond, you don't have to know what their position is, but when they respond in loving kindness, you share, well, this is what the Bible says. And you too, we can follow this model Paul is starting to give us, that he's demonstrating for us, and share Christ using their religion. Hope this helps you as you go out day to day, especially with family coming in for the holidays, and you will be able to share Christ using their religion. Hope this helps. Continue to follow us on Facebook and our website to see where we are in getting to Cache County to see a Steadfast faith established. I hope this helps. Have a good week.